Coming up in all angles, two women active in the cultural space. Dr. Sonia Stanley Nayo, academic and author, dancehall and cultural expert. But first, broadcaster, actress, producer and writer Dahlia Harris joins me now. And thank you so much for joining us. Dahlia Harris indeed is in studio with me. Thank you so much for coming in. It's great to have you. Me. And you're one of those / people, writer / producer / actress / scholar / broadcaster. Have I missed any?
Well, schizophrenic /
Well, let me start off with your most recent pursuit. You gave the recent Walter Rodney lecture based on research you had done on Miss Lou for your master's thesis, because a lot of people don't know that about you, in fact, that you've been researching and you've been doing that work. First of all, why the interest in Miss Lou?
Interest in Miss Lou from a development communication perspective. UNICEF sent me to Africa to participate in a theatre for development workshop, and I was just fascinated by the way they use theatre in parts of the world to make serious social change. And so I thought of looking at the way Miss Lou's radio work
Saying a serious work.
All right. So entertainment education. Is educating the masses, and one of the things that she did very well was to translate complex social issues so that the ordinary man could understand it by using our language, using our experiences, using community figures that people could relate to. So for example, one of the things that I looked at, she did 6 of the programs, and she was on air for over 2 decades, by the way. So the 6 programs I looked at, I was looking at the way she engages national identity, for example. And so one of them was about Labor Day. And she was using the idea of Labor Day to say, well, we really not put a lot of labor into Labor Day. And if we spent more time talking about the quality of work as opposed to the quality of the clothes where you wear go work, then you'd have more workers and less non-workers. So it's the issue of employment, employability. So if you put it in more complex terms, that's what it is. But by listening to her, it encourages you to just be a worthwhile citizen and get up out of your bed and go look work.
Why do a master's at all, though? People would say, but your career done set, you're on radio, you're on TV, you're in the theatre.
Yeah.
Why you hackle up yourself?
So that workshop is really why I did it. Because when I looked at the way in which they use theatre for things like Ebola, for example, I mean, when you think of Ebola, do you think of theatre? And that and there was one presenter who, the theatre that she did, it impacted 80 million people. So I thought, yes, I can write, but it would be better for me to understand development communication theories, how to apply them, how to make serious change in society. And so when I came back to Jamaica, I ran straight into the course, and that's why I did it.
I know, of course, groups like Sistrin have been doing that kind of work over the years, but not enough, perhaps?
Not enough. Some of the things I learned, that there are some countries that the universities manage the Theatre for Development program, because it's an active part of how they engage communities in change and in addressing serious issues and infrastructural issues. In some spaces, it's a local government ministry that's responsible for Theatre for Development. In Jamaica, theatre is primarily a private sector endeavor. And so a lot of what happens is commercially driven. The producer or the writer, it depends on your whim and fancy, or just how much money you want to make. But the idea that theatre can be used as a national development tool has to come from another space. And so that was my interest in it.
Miss Lou, of course, we're celebrating her centenary, and it's with her, there's a lot of focus on what she did for the Jamaican language. And you're somebody who uses the Jamaican language a lot in your various spaces, along with standard Jamaican. Where you think we are now in terms of a comfort level with Jamaican, with patois?
It's still such a big debate. And it's interesting because one of the things Buckner and Donnell said, comedy and language is one of the things that bridges the gap between the folk and the elite. So we place patois in a certain space. So for example, if I'm here talking to you on TV and then I broke out in a whole heap of patois, some people say, we should have on the TV. I talk to the and in them language differ. But it is ours and it resonates with us. And there are some things there that you say in a patois that if you say it in English, you don't get it. So as using, for example, the way she uses nicknaming, which is a Jamaican thing. So when she's describing characters, the monologues are 2 minutes. So she don't have no time for going on a long exposition. So once she said, lay down, I don't have to tell you the kind of personality that he is. Do I? No, for me saying, she said, all the one, lay down. You know exactly who lay down is.
Yeah, lazy.
And I mean, I'm bed and not none. When she says bush medicine and she says she got a weedy house, when you hear weedy, automatically it makes a connection in your mind, and it's because of the language. And so those are the things that we can't overlook, the way language resonates with the masses in Jamaica. Whenever the debate comes up about patois or English, people make it a either or. It's not a either or. No one is saying that you shouldn't learn the English language or be able to master it. But that doesn't mean mastering English means you have to kill patois.
Yeah. In theatre, of course we know you're an actress, but one of the things I've always been fascinated about is your obvious determination to take charge of your life. So you produce, you write, you're in charge of your plays.
Yeah.
What enabled you to take that leap?
By accident, you know.
How?
I just ended up 1 year without no work. I was supposed to be rehearsing for a play, and then somebody asked me to do a television series, and I thought, wow, a TV series, that would be nice. And then the TV series fell through, and I just didn't have a work. And I said, Christmas come on, I don't have no work, what am I going to do? And I decided that, you know, I'm going to write a play, because I used to write plays in church, and that's when I wrote Judgment. So lucky for me, the first one received, you know, it was good. It was very successful. Because maybe if it wasn't, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
You made some money off it? You had that Christmas?
I could have paid my bills. I wouldn't say I make money off it. We don't reach there yet in theatre in Jamaica, which I don't understand quite yet why. But it was enough for me to feel like I could write more. But having done it and then writing more and more, I felt, you know, further empowered to do stories that I felt I was intrigued to write, to provide more opportunities for women and young people. And then out of that came the Women in Theatre Festival, because I realized that women are working, but we're not working together, we're not understanding the contribution that we were making. So I tried to pull everybody together that way.
You have, though, because I know a lot of people who have dropped out of the theatre scene saying it's too hard in Jamaica.
It's hard.
But you've managed to make a go of it. How?
My name is stubborn. I don't know. It's a passion, you know. And I think because...
But you seem to have a formula at the same time, though. When I look at your plays, your casts aren't too big.
No.
You work with what seems like a pretty small family.
Yes. So I keep the overheads
manageable
down. So that's one of the things when I do Women in Theatre, I say, you know, you have to go at it as a business. What you put in can be less than what you're taking out. So I try to be as economic as possible. Which is hard because you're trying to be economic, but it has to still have a particular quality. But that's what we have to do to survive at this time. If you try a bigger cast, it might be problematic. And so I guess it's just to determine. I believe in theatre, and I believe in what it can do and the change that it can make. And I think that's part of why I keep doing it, because I know that there's so much more that can be done for us as a nation through the use of theatre.
All right. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Dahlia in broadcasting. Yes, she's on TVJ. She's on RGR. Other stuff as well. Stay tuned. Remember our hashtag. It's TVJ. All angles soon come.